The North Carolina Guardian Ad Litem program is honored to be part of the Caravan of Unity North Carolina stop, number 10 on the American tour. We are one of many programs in our state offering community members an opportunity to provide meaningful volunteer service.
For nearly 4 decades, Guardian Ad Litem volunteers have been making the world a better place for children in North Carolina who have suffered abuse and neglect. In 1983, the North Carolina General Assembly established the Office of Guardian Ad Litem Services as a division of the North Carolina Administrative Office of the Courts. When a Department of Social Services files a petition with the court alleging a child is abused or neglected, a judge appoints a volunteer guardian ad litem and an attorney to represent the child's best interests.
Trained community volunteers have always been the heart of the program. Guardian Ad Litem volunteers, or GALs, come from diverse communities, cultures, and life and work experiences. They are adults of all ages with a passion for helping to create a world where young people's voices and wishes are heard. GALs get to know the children and youth, their families, and their situations. They visit child clients, conduct interviews, read reports, monitor court orders, collaborate with service providers, formulate fact-based, child-focused court reports with recommendations, and testify in court hearings.
The lessons I expected to learn as a GAL were that children are resilient and that all children love their parents. That's not what I learned. Sometimes those things are true, and sometimes they aren't. What I have learned, continue to learn, is that children are people in their own right and not simply extensions of their parents or families. They aren't waiting for their 18th birthday to become someone. They are all unique individuals, deserving of respect and consideration, with a right to have a say in their own stories. When I received my first case, my kids couldn't pronounce Guardian Ad Litem, and they called me the Guiding Light Lady. I liked that, envisioning my role as lighting the way through the system. Now, I think it's more about shining that light on my kids, making them visible. My role is not to speak for them, but rather to ensure we all listen to what they have to say and to help them find their voice.
My mother served as a GAL, and when I saw her dedication to children, I knew I wanted to do that one day. Now that I'm an advocate, nothing tops the feeling of advocating for a child's best interest and knowing that you helped a child reach permanence. One of the ideals for how I lead my life is the understanding that we must take care of the least of these. Children are the most vulnerable, the least of these. So I feel a sense of responsibility to serve this special population. Not only do I serve them in my community service, I have also successfully served them for almost 17 years working in the juvenile court system. This gives me some insight into how far the child welfare system has come and improvements that are still needed. It takes a special person to be a GAL because there's no pay and sometimes little thanks. You have to have a passion for children and genuinely want to help. Sometimes we feel like we don't have the answers when we are faced with big decisions, but because we are called to do this work, the answers always come. We are the voice of children who sometimes find themselves voiceless and in situations beyond their control. All anyone wants is to be loved, and I am personally happy that I can help make that happen for a child or young person. My favorite guiding quote from Marion Wright Edelman: "Service is the rent we pay for being. It is the very purpose of life and not something we do in our spare time." So as we continue to give of our time and talent, I want to personally say thank you to all the volunteers for everything you do for children and families in North Carolina.
Why does the North Carolina Guardian Ad Litem program use volunteers to do this important and demanding work?
Point 1. The prevention of child abuse is a mission that belongs to the community. communities have a stake in deciding what the standard of protection and care is for their children. Guardian ad litem volunteers directly influence that standard as they speak up for abused and neglected children in court. Point 2. Guardian ad litem volunteers provide an independent, unbiased voice for abused and neglected children. Because they are unpaid, their focus is on the child's best interests, which makes their position in court unique. Point 3. Each guardian ad litem volunteer brings something different to their advocacy experience, and that fresh perspective provides insight and clarity to cases that are often complex and multifaceted. Point 4. When someone gives their time and energy to a cause, it infuses that cause with an integrity that cannot be bought. More importantly, giving time to vulnerable children in need signifies their worth.
Being a GAL is a rewarding experience that enriches my life. It allows me to be there for the children and to give back to the community. My interaction with the children is priceless and beyond words. To think that I can provide them an opportunity for a more stable and safe life is the best reward. District 3A, Neil Dorsey, Guardian ad litem since 2015.
Even though I speak for my children in court, I don't feel right in assuming what my work as a GAL has meant to them, or if it even has meant something to them. They may never tell me outright, but that is completely fine. As long as they know I am in their corner, then I'm happy. In each case, I live for the day when I am no longer needed, and I tell every child that the first time I meet them. I let them know continuously that I care about them, their well-being, and that they will always hold a special place in my heart, but the day I exit their lives will be a good day. My work as a GAL means I am privileged to have the opportunity to serve those that get overlooked. These children are the future, so if they are overlooked now, then what kind of future can we expect?
To date, I have provided support to 6 different youth, ranging from an infant to a high schooler. Some cases were certainly more challenging than others, but each has provided opportunities for me to develop humility, strength, and objectivity, tinged with lots of love and caring.
Among the tragedies for children we serve as a GAL volunteer is the fact that many of them have been robbed of wonderful memories that should be generated in their younger years and enrich their lives forever. In childhood, they have had to encounter situations that at best should be reserved for adulthood, and at worst ought to be never experienced at all. Volunteers have many good and varied motivations and bring them to this specific assignment as a GAL. Some see volunteering as an extension of their faith commitment, and some recognize the advantages and successes that they have enjoyed and want to give back to society. Others see volunteering as an extension of the skills that they have brought to a particular area in employment. On the contrary, for some, volunteering allows them to contribute in an area that is totally different from their employment and their work on a day-to-day basis. For all of us, however, being a GAL volunteer can be a time for building good and positive memories. First and foremost, to be a source of good memories for the children as they have come to know the caring, our interest in them, and our work on their part without any reward. Second, for the adults who have made bad decisions and who are living with the consequences of those decisions, we can also offer memories of fairness, compassion, strength, and dedication to children often caught in the mess of complex relationships. Finally, in good times and tough times of GAL service, I trust that we build good memories for ourselves as well. Memories of children rescued from danger to safety, the smiles and laughter the joy of accomplishment, and the satisfaction of acting on our best information and judgment for the interest of the child. Who could ask for anything more?
As you hear their words, you come to understand that North Carolina Guardians Ad Litem are the volunteer elite. Selfless service, tenacity, creativity, passion, excellence, and unflagging commitment to children's well-being. These are their hallmark qualities.
During the coronavirus pandemic, the Guardian Ad Litem program shifted to virtual advocacy for children and a virtual show of volunteer appreciation this year. The appreciation video provides a deeper sense of the impact GAL volunteers make in the life of a child.
Hello, my name is McKinley Wooten and I am the Director of the Administrative Office of the Courts. And I want to thank you for being a voice for the children in your community. As a group of volunteers, you are 5,000 strong, bringing not only your strength, but also your passion and your commitment to a group of young people who are longing to have their voice lifted. Last year alone, you represented over 18,000 children and youth in over 72,000 hearings. So make no mistake about it, we could not do this work without you. Your 500,000 hours of volunteer service has saved the state of North Carolina $13.5 million. And the return on your investment is a league of young people who are better positioned in life because you passed their way. And during this pandemic, thank you for your creativity and your flexibility as you continue to advocate for these young people. It is important as well that you stay safe, healthy, and well as you continue to be a voice for the children in your community. Thank you so much.
Hello, I'm Cindy Bizzle, State Administrator of the Guardian Ad Litem program. Typically during April, I would be seeing many of you at volunteer recognition events where I would thank you in person for your creativity, your passion, your perseverance, and your effectiveness on behalf of child abuse and neglect victims in North Carolina. I would thank you in person for pushing the system to provide not only what's available, but also what's appropriate for our child clients. I would be thanking you in person for reminding the court and service providers that children have a different sense of time than the adults who serve them. I would be thanking you for your creative and innovative ideas for services for young people. I would be thanking you for the many ways and the many times your court reports and recommendations made the difference that moved children's cases to permanency sooner. So I want to also thank you that when I wrote to you in March and again this month and asked you to have no in-person contact with your child clients, to not attend court or meetings, that I know this was hard for you. I can't tell you how proud I am of the work you have all done to become virtual volunteers, to take your advocacy to a virtual level, staying in touch with your child clients through Skype, telephone, FaceTime, and many other ways. Thank you for the work that you do. Thank you for taking care of yourselves and your well-being. We need you as a resource today and into the future.
Lives are changed when ordinary people give their time and energy to the extraordinary work of providing a voice for vulnerable children. Many GALs express surprise that their lives are the ones that have been enriched by their Guardian Ad Litem service.
Please join us in celebrating the over 5,000 GALs who work alongside committed GAL staff and attorneys to ensure judges have information and recommendations they need to make the best decisions possible for children and youth who, through no acts of their own, are before our abuse, neglect, and dependency courts.
Please consider volunteering with the North Carolina Guardian Ad Litem program to be a voice for the children in our community. If you do not live in North Carolina, please contact the National Court-Appointed Special Advocate Guardian Ad Litem Association for a program in your area.